Okay, so this was a session that I did. This was just session or just working on stage 1 and 2. So does not include any sketches. This does not go into stage 3 at all. Here's the tasking number and the ideogram. So what I got was, across, back around, curving slightly up, rounding down, across, falling down, across. That's just kind of the description of how this felt. When I tried to think about the consistency of the Gestalt, the main item here, right, that we're starting to view, I got a really mushy feeling, and so I just went with land. When I got into stage 2, the first thing that came through was green color. I had to do AOL break, write down palm tree. That was just what popped into my mind. But then I went with brown, rough, bristly, reddish, earthy, and then I really started to get these kind of wet feelings, moist, damp, and dark, and I had to do an AOL break swamp. Then I was kind of getting, bubbling, maybe kind of like whispering. I think I was referring kind of to like the wind, breezy. We had to write down PA cars outside because I did hear some cars outside. Rustling, snapping, piney, AOL break. I wrote down forest was kind of the analytic overlay I was getting on that. Smooth, leafy, spindly, cool, mushy, wet, again, dripping, kind of really that moist, wet, damp feeling. Reminded me of AOL break reminds me of rain falling. AOL break, also kind of thinking about waterfall, pouring, rushing, minerally, watery, misty. I need to figure out what that word is. Barky, that's right. Kind of like the feeling of bark on trees. I had an AOL break like cedar trees. Organic, for some reason my rabbit, the idea of a rabbit popped in my head, so I had to get that out. Leathery, kind of gamey leathery was kind of the feeling I had. But grassy, rocky, at an AOL break, the idea of ants came into my mind. Again, kind of that barky, stony, tall, large, rocky, grainy feeling. AOL break kind of had an idea of like a image of like a large, upright kind of stone, kind of towering, smooth, slippery. And then this was actually a really strong AOL that came in. So algae covered rocks. It reminded me of like a pool of water or a pond. And then I just was thinking about, an AOL popped in my head of just a small boat or something. So the summary we did was the target is land that is very wet. Rewrote this here. Features include rocky, grassy, damp, moist, earthy, rough. Associated with the land are bristly, smooth, leafy elements. Also, mushy, wet, dripping elements suggests AOL of wetlands or swamp. Target end, 12:45 p.m. And the target was the Borneo rainforest. Now, you can see there is, that actually there's a little boat there with some people. Actually, I didn't notice that until now, actually. This is the first time I've noticed that. But we've got, it very much is swampy and wet and basically a forest. If you look at some other photos of the Borneo rainforest, there are, rivers and streams and very kind of like rocky pond-like areas and kind of like, waterfall, that kind of stuff as well. These are just the photos that are in the results here. But this is only a stage 2 exercise, so this does not go into stage 3, which is the sketching, but I thought this was another one that I did get on target and did pretty well at, so I was super excited about this one.